Today I would like to introduce a joint painting of Zhang Daqian and Huang Junbi. First, let's look at the upper part of the painting. Most of the left side is freehand brushwork of ink and wash in alternate shades. The one circled on the far right is a thick ink figure drawn in fine brushwork. We know from the previous episode that Huang Junbi is best at drawing waterfalls, flowing springs, sailboats, and red leaves forests. This painting is for everyone to see his skills in painting waterfalls. At the same time, Zhang Daqian's figure paintings are also very famous. Next, let's look at the middle section. We seem to feel the rushing waterfall. The tree's trunk and branches beside the rocks are also covered with abundant moisture. And on the far right is Zhang Daqian's inscription. Let's look at his ink color first. It is exactly the same as the ink color of the figure in the upper part. This confirms that Zhang Daqian drew a human figure, and Huang Junbi painted waterfalls. Look at the content of the inscription again. It is, in September of the 65th year, Junbi, Daqian jointed painting. Now we see the bottom part of the drawing. Similarly, we seem to hear the rumbling waterfall, making a thunderous sound of hitting the underlying rocks. Those splashes of water made the nearby bushes so wet, as they are wearing wet skirts. In 1969, Huang Junbi went to South Africa to hold an art exhibition, and visited Victoria Falls along the way. Later, when visiting Zhang Daqian in Brazil, he sketched the Iguazu Falls. Finally, he also drew the Niagara Falls when traveled to the border between the US and Canada. Since then, he has changed from his quiet clouds and water in traditional Chinese paintings, combining with his innovation, to freely express his spiritual feelings, and invented a new way to express the leaping and rolling waterfalls and springs. He has created a unique style that has caused a sensation in the art world. Even more, he also created works that everyone respects. Finally, let's look at the date of September 65 from this painting. Then also look at the date at the prior two episodes, when the three artists painted together. It was also in September of 65, year of Bing Chen. Both times are the same. This means that in September 1976, Mrs. Florence Drumright probably organized a group of friends and relatives to visit Taiwan. She visited a total of 6 times or more. If we compare these two calligraphy pieces by Zhang Daqian, the one on the left looks pretty casual, owing to the right one is after drawn by 3 people, then very formally gifted to Mrs. Florence Drumright. For the left calligraphy, it is very probably an instant decision to draw on the spot for demonstrating to Florence in how to draw the waterfalls. That's why, what they gave to Mrs. Florence Drumright is only a piece of unframed painting. Very fortunately, from the San Diego Chinese Historical Museum, Dr. Polly Liu matched its color and chose carefully a frame, made this painting to be another proof of the profound friendship between Zhang Daqian and Huang Junbi. At the same time, it also shows the teacher-student friendship between them and Mrs. Florence Drumright. The next issue, I will introduce Professor Jingman Qing, so stay tuned.